Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. Today's topic is one that hits close to home for many of us: the mental health impact of social media usage. We all know that social media connects us in ways we could have never imagined. But what about the darker side? What happens when the tool we use for connection ends up making us feel more isolated? I'm joined by Chris, a mental health advocate who's done incredible work in this field. Chris, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Adam. I'm really glad we're addressing this today. For so many people, social media is a double-edged sword. It's where we stay in touch with loved ones, but it's also where we sometimes find ourselves trapped in endless scrolling, comparing our lives to perfectly curated snapshots of others.
It's true. And it's not just adults. Teenagers, even children, are part of this digital age. They're growing up with this constant exposure. I mean, what do you think is the core reason why social media impacts mental health so deeply?
That's a great question, Adam. I think it comes down to two things: comparison and validation. When we see others' highlight reels, their vacations, career achievements, relationships, we often start questioning our own worth. This phenomenon, combined with the pursuit of likes and comments as validation, can lead to feelings of inadequacy. It can spiral into anxiety, depression, and a distorted self-image.
And then there's the fear of missing out, or FOMO. It's like every time you check your feed, there's someone doing something amazing, right? Do you think this feeling of missing out affects people as much as comparison does?
Absolutely. FOMO can be deeply unsettling. Imagine seeing friends or people you admire at an event you couldn't attend. You start feeling like you're not doing enough, like you're being left behind. This constant exposure creates a deep sense of insecurity that can slowly chip away at your confidence and happiness.
That's so true. And it's exhausting. We spend hours trying to keep up, sacrificing real-life connections for virtual ones. Have you noticed that it affects people's sleep as well?
Yes, and that's something a lot of people overlook. When we're scrolling late at night, we're keeping our minds awake and our brains stay on high alert. The blue light from screens impacts our sleep cycles, and before we know it, it's 2 a.m. Sleep is directly tied to mental health, so this habit can lead to long-term health issues.
Wow, that's alarming. So what do you think are some practical steps our listeners can take to break this cycle?
I'd say start with small steps like setting a daily screen time limit and creating no phone zones, especially around bedtime. And a big one: follow content that makes you feel uplifted, not inadequate. This small change can help shift the tone of what you're exposed to each day.
I love that. I think we often underestimate the power of boundaries. A digital detox now and then can help us reconnect with the world outside of screens, right?
Exactly, Adam. Take time to be present, to connect face-to-face, and remember that social media is just a highlight reel, not reality. It's essential to find validation within yourself rather than through likes or comments. Take breaks, breathe, and prioritize your mental health. The online world will still be there when you're ready to return.
Wise words, Chris. Thank you for joining us and sharing these insights. And to our listeners, remember to be kind to yourselves and protect your peace. Until next time, stay mindful and connected with yourself and those who truly matter.